11ª Feira Brasileira do Varejo. Esse é o FBV Cast e eu estou aqui com o ícone do varejo mundial, Lee Peterson, o cara que todo mundo vê na NRF. Ele está aqui comigo para falar um pouquinho sobre o varejo. Nice to meet you, Lee.
Nice to meet you as well.
Lee, o que você espera da Feira Brasileira do Varejo?
Well, what I think of retail in Brazil is much more colorful, much more unique. When I travel around the world, I see retail in Europe, I see retail in China, I see retail in Australia, retail in the US, obviously, but retail in Brazil is very unique. It's like its own little world and much more colorful, much more fun, I think.
Yeah.
You know, still in tune with the prices and still a lot of the same problems that the other people have, but it's much different than I think anywhere else in the world.
Você é um grande palestrante da NRF. Eu queria saber, por que tantos brasileiros querem e lotam as tuas palestras?
To tell you the truth, I have absolutely no idea.
Sempre tem muitos brasileiros que te veem, certo?
Well, it started out very small, and I forget what year it was, but I noticed like the people that would come and talk to me afterwards were all Brazilians. So the next year I walked out and I said, "Who here is from Brazil?" And half the crowd was from Brazil. I don't know if you were there.
Yeah.
But I thought, oh my God, half the people here are from Brazil. So then the next year I was like, Brazilianos! and 3/4 of the crowd lit up. And then I was answering questions for a good half hour after the show. So I've come to realize that for some reason, I still do not know, Brazilians absolutely like what I have to say,
Yeah.
which is good.
Nas suas apresentações você sempre traz grandes números. E o que você traz desses números aqui para a FBV?
But pretty much the same.
Yeah?
I mean, yeah, I've always tried to simplify all my presentations. From my first presentation at NRF was 15 years ago.
Whoa.
And I would always show a lot of different numbers.
Yeah.
And finally I had somebody come up to me and say, hey man, those are too many numbers. And so I started to just simplify and give the answer. You know, these are the results, this. And I think that attracted, without the numbers,
Yeah.
that attracted more Brazilians because it was much easier to read. It was much more poignant, if you will, and much more to the point. So I think that's what did it, is eliminating all the numbers.
Lee, como é que tu vê o poder do varejo nos dias de hoje?
Physical stores.
Yes, that's it.
Well, it's slowly diminishing, and I am on a crusade to make stores better. And the only way stores are not going to go out of business because of online sales is if they become very, very different. And if they're not different, then they're just going to go by the way of everybody else. And a lot of stores are going to go out of business regardless of what any developer would tell you, and there's some news about that. But retailers will go out of business if they don't change. And they have to realize that in order to change, in order to become something else, it's going to be probably more expensive than they are. They're not going to make as much money as they are, but they're going to be something totally different. Someplace where you go and you have a great experience, you meet a great associate, you see some product that you don't see, in online. And those types of things, and also a store design, like a beautiful store design. But having said all that, one thing is for sure, there will be much fewer stores in the future than there are now.
E o que tu pensa sobre inteligência artificial e o varejo? É o novo futuro? Qual é o teu pensamento sobre isso?
I think there's too much focus on it right now, yeah. And I think it's the shiny new toy, so to speak. And it'll be part of my presentation that I'm going to do tonight, is we have to focus on fundamentals. We're moving forward so fast that I think we've left so many things behind, like store associates, like messy stores. We ask consumers why they prefer to shop online, compared to shopping in stores. And one of the top answers was that the stores are messy. That's inexcusable. To me, that's actually criminal. We're 50, 60 years we've had these stores. If you ever worked in a store, one of your first jobs was to make sure the store wasn't messy.
Yeah.
But now they're messy, and people go and they see that and they think, I'm just going to shop online. It's a lot easier, and it's not messy.
Yeah. That's so messy.
It's confusing,
Yes.
but it's not messy.
E o que você pensa sobre eventos como esse, como a Feira Brasileira do Varejo, onde muitas pessoas vêm aqui para esse evento físico? O que tu acha disso?
That's why I think store associates are so important, because they're the people that talk to the people. And it's good for people to be together, but it would be much better if I walked in with somebody and I got to talk to somebody that I knew, somebody that knew what I wanted before. That wasn't necessarily trying to sell me something, but they were just good people. Like I've always thought that retailers looked for people in the wrong place.
Yeah.
They look for, well, you worked for 4 other retailers, so we'll just hire you. But that shouldn't be the case. It's just start looking for people like former kindergarten teachers, former teachers, and people that like people, and there's plenty of them out there. I meet them all the time. They just don't do retail. And to that point, I'm sorry, it's a little off point, but in order to do that, in order to get those people, they're going to have to pay more.
Yeah.
They're going to have to create better careers. They're going to have to stop focusing on nothing from stores.
Yeah.
Nothing but the dollar. I think the majority of the business is going to be online anyway. So you might as well turn to the stores and go, let's make them something different. Let's put really good people in there that can get along with people.
Qual mensagem tu deixa para os brasileiros de como eles podem mudar o jogo nos seus negócios?
Well, if you have a small business in Brazil, of which I understand there are many in Brazil, I think this is the time for you, because more than ever, more results that we get from more and more consumers is they want to shop local. They don't want to go to a big chain store in a mall. They want to go down the street and find somebody who has maybe 5 stores in the whole city. And they want to go to that store.
Yeah.
They want to go to and support local businesses more than ever before. The numbers are really high, and every time we do the study, they get higher and higher. So I think this is really good news for Brazilians, especially with all the independent, smaller businesses that you have here in Brazil.
Como os brasileiros podem tirar proveito da inteligência artificial e também da hiperpersonalização nos seus negócios?
My message would be that none of that matters. That the thing that matters is the customer in front of you, and how the customer is treated, why the customer is there, where does the customer come from, what is that customer all about, so that the next time they come in, you're almost friends. We used to say in our business, which was design, we used to say, let's go make some friends.
Yeah.
And the people that you work with actually have to be your friends, or it really won't matter. If they come in, they see like, oh my God, there's that person there. They're not gonna. But if it's an AI person, or there's an AI screen or an AI dressing room, that's not gonna get it, I don't think. I think they should focus on something else. Focus on people.
As pessoas são a resposta?
Yeah, I really think so. In physical retail. Yeah. Like I think, obviously online retail is very transactional. So you're gonna go there, I need a book, and press a couple buttons, I buy the book, right? But if I want to go to a bookstore, I want a very nice bookstore where I can maybe sit down and thumb through it and read through this, make my mind up if I want to. I know I want to ask somebody like, have you read this book? And hopefully they have. If not, where is that book? I mean, a lot of things like that. I think the fact that one is transactional and one is emotional, I think there's going to be 2 different reasons why you would shop. You're going to do a lot of transactional selling. Let's get this straight. Like e-commerce is not going away, and stores are going to be much smaller. But stores need to be take advantage of that emotion, and emotion comes from people.
Uma pergunta pessoal: o que tu acha do TikTok Shop e do Creators Economy? Isso é bom para o varejo?
I think it's inevitable.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to go away. I think as long as people have a camera in their hand and they can make a commercial, for somebody, and somebody's actually paying them to do it, they're going to do it. And it could get bigger, it could get smaller, but it's definitely just something that's just inevitable. It's just going to happen. There's too many things that line up right now that say that this is definitely going to be something to work on. But let's hope that they get together and they tell everybody to go to the stores.
Yeah. They go to the store. The store is so cool, right?
Yeah. Instead of just press that button here, you should go to this store and buy that.
Yeah. Lee, obrigado por ter estado aqui na Feira Brasileira do Varejo. Espero que tenha gostado do Brasil tanto quanto a gente gosta de ti.
I'm so glad that you all do. I really am, and I still don't understand why.
I am know about that. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you. Esse é o FBV Cast.